Hello everyone, I am Sanjay from Networkers Home technical team. Today we are going to learn how to configure SMTP, which is mail protocol in packet tracer. Here we have our topology ready. So here first of all we have to understand what is the topology. Here we have a one mail server which is Networkers Home email server, and this have an IP address at this network 10 series network, which is connected to the router number one, and router number one have a this IP address which will be used as a default gateway for this email server, and this is part of 10 series network. Now on the other hand, we have a multiple devices which is part of another network which is connected in 192.168.1.100, which is default gateway for these two characters or two PCs. Here we have two lovely PCs, two characters, Channu and Munnu, and here we have this two PC have these configurations. IP address will be 1.1 and they have default gateway as 1.100, which is IP address for this router interface gigabit 0/1. These are the marks informations. Let's configure on the devices. So first we'll start with the PCs. We'll start with the network email server. Let's go. So first we'll configure IP address. So we'll provide this IP address. What IP address we are providing here? We have to provide this IP address. So what is the IP address? IP address will be 10.1.1.1. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. And what is default gateway? This interface IP address, router interface gigabit 0/0. This we are going to use as a default gateway. So we can use this one 10.1.1.100. Same thing we are going to use other side 1.100 for default gateway. Now this configuration done. Now to provide the services. Which services we are configuring? We are configuring email services, and for this email services we are going to use email, and here we have two options, SMTP and POP. Both are email services that we have already idea. Now we'll learn how to configure them. So here we have to define the domain name. So we are going to define the domain name Networkers Home. This domain name we are going to use, this will be reflecting same as like we are using in general life at @gmail.com. So if we are configuring any email, username @ networkershome.com. So here we have to create users. So I have two users, Chunnu and Munnu. Let's configure them. So first we have a Chunnu, and we have to password 123. Add second user, that we can use this one. So again Munnu and password 123, that we have to keep separate. If you wish to change, that's your choice. Add them. Now we are done with the server side. Close this one and go to router. Now in the router we have to configure basic things. What we have to configure basics? We have to configure both the interfaces gigabit 0/0 and gigabit 0/1. Provide them IP address. Now enable configure terminal, and here to select interface. So first of all we will select the interface which is this side. This side we have interface gigabit 0/0. So interface gigabit 0/0. Provide the IP address here. What is the IP address that we are using here? We are using IP address this side 10.1.1.100. Along with this, we have to provide subnet mask 255.255.250.0. Now here we have to provide IP address. So IP address will be like this way. IP address 10.1.1.100, and we have subnet mask 255.255.250.0. Done. No error. It means command executed successfully. No shutdown. So this will turn the system interface on. Now this interface is on, and you can see this line is green. Now we can go for next. Other side interface. We have to select this side interface gigabit 0/0. Go one side back. Exit interface gigabit 0/1, and we have to provide IP address. Use the command IP address 192.168.1.100, and here to provide subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Then again, no shutdown. Running this command, no shutdown, will put this interface up. Done. And you can see this side, the interface is up. Now we have configured email server and we have configured router. Now it's time to configure these PCs. Let's start with the PC number 1. So configure this site, go to desktop and this site. Provide the IP address. What is the IP address we are going to use? We are going to use IP address this site 192.168.1.1. This is the IP address for this machine. Subnet mask, it will take automatically. And make sure you provide route. Make sure you provide right default gateway. Default gateway will be this interface. So here we have 192.168.1.100. Same we are going to use here 192.168.1.100. Done. Same thing we are going to use for this side, PC number 2. IP configurations 192.168.1.2. This is the IP address. This is the subnet mask, and we have to provide default gateway. Again, this interface router number 1 gigabit 0/1 192.168.1.100. This is done, and now based on this information we can ping all the devices. Let's check the connectivity and then we can go. So command prompt ping 192.168.1.1. I can ping. Yes. Can I ping another device 1.100, my default gateway? Yes, I can ping. Lastly, we have to check, can I ping this email server? So we can check this one. Can we ping email server? So email server have IP address ping 10.1.1.1. Do I have successful ping? Yes, we have connectivity towards email server. Now we have to configure email. Email services we have to configure on PCs so we can send and receive email services. Go to PC and from here we can start configuring email. So here we have this information. So first of all, username. What was the username? For PC number we have used Chunnu. And what will be the email address? Email address will be username @ domain name. What is the domain name? Networkers home. So where we have Chunnu @ networkers home.com. Now here we have to provide machine IP address, that where we incoming and outgoing email server. So who's handling this machine? This machine have which IP address? This 10.1.1. This we have to use both incoming and as well as outgoing. 10.1.1. This is incoming and same IP address we are going to use for this one. 10.1.1.1. And for logon, we have to use these credentials that we have used while configuring this email server. So if you don't know, let me give here email and these information, username and password, we have to use this side. So username Chunnu, password 123. Save. Go to PC number 2, configure the same. Email, your name Munnu, and email address this is the email address, and here we have incoming email server and outgoing email server, and here to provide username. So for this user, what we have email address, username and password, this one we have to provide here. And save. Now we are ready to send and receive email. So from PC number 2, we are sending an email. So we are in PC number 2, Munnu. So we are composing an email. So from PC number 2, we are trying to send an email from PC number 2 to PC number 1. So to address where we are sending email address to Chunnu @ networkers home.com, and this is the subject line that we can see before opening the email. It will say what is the purpose of email. So we can say test mail, and here we can have a long description that we use in our regular life. So we can say, hello my dear friend, this is my first mail to you. Hope you find it well, and respond accordingly. Done. And send email. Email sent from PC number 2. Let's go and receive from PC number 1. There is no email, so we have to click on this receive button. Once we click receive button, this will load all the incoming emails. Click here and we have an email. You can see who is the sender. It's coming from Munnu. What is the subject? Before opening this email, after opening this email, we can see here all the content. But before opening this, we can see here test mail. And this is the timestamps. And now you can see here both. Open this email and you have this one. Test mail from this email address sent on this time. And here we have a hello, my dear friend. This is here. Now, if we have to reply back, we can say reply. So this will be the saving subject line and yes. Yes, my dear friend. I have received your email, your email configuration is successful. Thanks to Networkers Home. Thank you. And you can see send, and the same email will be received by PC number 2. Receive. And you see we got a reply from Chunnu. And what is the subject? Reply of test mail. Open this one and you can see here. Whatever you have sent, the previous mail we have sent, the other person, our friend, have replied us on the same email. And what is subject? Test mail. And here, hello my dear friend, this is test mail. Hope you find this well. This was our original email, and this is the mail that we got from our friend. So this way we can configure SMTP email server on Packet Tracer. Thank you. Subscribe to Networkers Home.